All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about casting, which is, let's say we take a float in. Let's just say that we go ahead and create a number. We'll use num again. Oops. And we're going to do float, input, all right, so we're going to take this number, and let's just say that we want to look at, I'm going to call this num3 for a minute because we're going to add another number here in a second, but we'll take num3 and it's going to be the integer version of num1. Okay, so what happens here, and then we're going to print this. Oops, sorry. We'll keep this kind of separated out. And then we're going to go ahead and print num3. So essentially what happens here, and let's print num1 as well. So what's going to happen here is we're going to enter this, and it's going to be a float, so a decimal number. And then we're going to take this, and we're going to take the integer version of this, and we're going to print both of them off. So num3 is going to become the integer version of the float that was entered here. So if we run this, and we'll just say we're going to do 4.5, okay? And we hit enter. If you notice, what happens here is we print num1, so this is going to be the float, and then we're going to print num3, which is the integer version of num1, and we can see that that's 4. So this actually is really, really helpful in a lot of cases, because maybe you take in a number and you want to convert it into an integer. And this is called casting, where we're going to take, even though this is a float, we're going to apply a different data type to it. So even though this is a float, in this instance, num3 is going to become the integer number, and it's going to be the integer of num1. Okay, so let's actually, we're going to kind of tinker around here with a few other things. We're going to call this num2, and we're going to work on adding, again, with floats, okay? And so in this instance, let's go ahead and we're going to add these two together. So what will happen is this is going to add these two and then apply the integer to it. And this can get, so let's just work on this for a second. Let's say that we do 2.5 and then we do 2.6. So these two floats are going to be added together, which should come out to 5.1. And then we're going to take the integer of that, and that is going to make it 5. Okay, so if we go here, if I did this right, that would be really helpful if we, yeah, there we go. Okay, sorry, I was looking at this backwards. So num3 here is your 5. This is going to print off num1. That is your decimal point. So there's printing your decimal point. I was looking at, I had these flipped as I was looking at these. Okay, so this took number 1, applied the decimal point. We can actually get rid of this one now if we wanted to. Well, we're going to do something else with this. And so this now will cast this number and make it a integer, and that's what it did right here. Okay, so that's kind of how you take a float, you can convert it to an integer pretty simply. All right. There you go. Hopefully that helps you with your coding. Sorry, I was a little struggled there a little bit explaining that, but hopefully that helped you. Good luck.